Recently I got on the phone with Sonja Garnett, the head softball coach at the Academy of Art University. We talked about recruiting, some of her strategies, and we touched on what players need to do in her eyes to get noticed. If you're a parent of a player, or a player who has interest in acting, advertising, architecture, fashion, video game development, graphic design, interior design, television or movie production, and you think you have enough talent to play softball in college, then you may want to start researching the Academy of Art. The campus is in the heart of San Francisco, so if you're a creative, then this is where you want to be. Before Sonja was coaching, she was the most dominating pitcher in San Francisco State softball history. She accumulated 103 wins, which ranks 22nd in all of NC2A history, and is ranked 6th in total innings pitched with 1,068. Sonja played professionally in Australia, Italy, and Germany, winning a couple national titles along her way there. Follow Sonja on Twitter at Coach Garnett, and follow the team at ArtU Softball. So now, here's my conversation with Sonja Garnett. My older brother, he's about 8 years older than me. He would type letters on a word processor typewriter, fold them up and mail them to coaches. I graduated high school in 1997. I took newspaper articles and went to Kinko's, made copies of them, sent them out to colleges. My younger brother made VHS tapes, and then now I'm seeing it's YouTube links, sending to coaches. So I've seen the evolution from when I was really little, and now I'm heavily involved right now. How important are those blue YouTube links to you?
Gosh, that's a tough question. So for us, I think it's pretty important. The number one thing for us at our school is our majors. Okay. And because we are an art school, I won't look at a blue link if I don't see that they want to study graphic design or they want to study architecture, because I've gone to probably 15 games this summer to watch kids that have emailed me who want to become nurses. And that's a waste of my time, right? And there's no point. So for us, we look for that. Number one is what research have they done for our school? What do they want to be when they grow up? And I think at every school you'll find that that's different because, obviously someone who's going to be writing, a big D1 school and wanting to go to a big D1 school might not have their academics first. They might be really thinking about their softball career.
Right.
And so for us at a Division II school, the academics is paramount for us. So that's the first thing. Then from there, I become really interested. I want to know more about the kid. Do they want to come to a camp? But then the blue link comes into play because then I want to see, are they athletic enough? Do they go on my watch list? And that's basically all that link does, is it tells me if they're a hard no, because you get so many takes to do that video.
Yeah.
So it's not that they solidify, I'm not going to recruit someone strictly off of a video, but that video will tell me, okay, I want to go take a look at this kid in person or get them out to our field. If a coach calls me and says something about a kid that really catches my eye, I make sure I write it down and make sure I look more into that kid. As far as connections go, that's how we make the connections. As we go out, we try to tell people about our school because we're so unique, and then we get to know the coaches a little bit. And some of those connections, continue to feed us, but because we're so unique, the odds are that someone's going to have one or two kids in their lifetime that want to do what we do. I don't feel like there's maybe a direct pipeline for us.
I have become so involved with video and video editing, even website design. I've always been very artistic. Of just, athletics always kind of took precedent over it. I almost feel like your school would have been like really great for me because I love this type of stuff, and I think this next little generation of kids, I think you guys are going to get some pretty good kids, because this is like the arts are now kind of being pushed, but it's with the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter generation, I think they're gearing themselves more towards an artistic future in life. Yeah, do you see that?
Yeah, you're right. I think we get a lot of interest in that, and then with we have a lot of kids right now that are interested in our interior design. And
Oh,
so I think a lot of those, like, rebuilding house shows and all that kind of stuff that's on TV right now, that helps too. And we tend to get, 50% of the people that really want to come to our school are really talented athletes and could probably go to a number of different schools and just have found us and this is where they want to go. And I would say the other 50% is ranges in talent level as well. So you've got it's interesting to recruit, but we definitely get some gems that are just standouts, but we've got what they need. So
How many different would you say that off the top of your head, actual events, showcases, tournaments you're going to go to for sure to go and watch players play?
I would say we go to 2 a month when we're not in season, at least. So if you take away the season months, which is 18 to 20, I would say, a year.
Oh boy.
And it depends on, some of those are just like camps on a Friday night or on a Saturday morning. And some of those are like full, like week-long PGF stuff. So.
And you guys probably drive down to Southern California instead of fly to save on the budget, I would assume, right?
Yeah, and I've got family down there, so that works out.
Oh, there you go. Do you do Colorado or New York or
my
Florida,
assistants did Colorado this year. Me and one of my assistants went to Colorado last year, so we've gone the past couple years. But next year we'll probably look at going somewhere else. And the big thing for us, we don't have out-of-state tuition, so we just want to start kind of spreading our word at those tournaments, just having people see our logo, know what we do, because we're still we're going into our 10th year as an athletic department, so relatively young.
Is there any advice you could give to us or anything you would like to see more from us in the videos, or are they pretty much in the right, are you happy with what you're seeing from them?
Right. I would have to thumb through and find one of your exact videos, but to me the most important things are going to be, is it quick? So 1 to 2 minutes I like to see offense first unless they're a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
So because for us the offense is what's going to make or break our game. So if they're a good hitter, then I'm more interested in their defense. Whatever they're strongest at, even if they're strongest at defense. So I would still show the hitting first, but then really focus on the defense. The defense becomes the bigger part of the video or whatever.
Sure.
That's the only advice I would give, is that I like the hitting first or the pitching first.
When you're looking at a speedster, do you want to see a home to first, a home to third, a home to home? All the above?
Home to first is usually good.
Do you trust the clock that some of the guys put on the film, or do you or not?
No, typically I'll either time it myself, or you can see a lot from the running form without having an exact number on it.
I want to make sure I'm not giving out bad information to kids, because I'm feels like on a daily basis giving advice.
Yeah, I know, and I think that's what kids need. They need to know. For so many of them, it's the first time going through the process. So,
yeah, and I guess the starting early and the repetition is what I'm always pushing the repetition, because like I think they can send out a couple emails, 5 to 10 emails, which could take a long time, get zero response, and because they got no response, they kind of quit. I think the self-promotion is huge.
For me, it's if you really want to be at our school, you will put yourself in front of me as many times as you can.
Yes.
And that's the kid that I recruit 2 ways. I recruit kids that are super talented that I try to go after, and I recruit kids that are super passionate and just want to be here. And they might not get the big scholarship, but if they want it bad enough, and this is what they foresee their future being, and some of those kids turn into gems and earn themselves scholarships too. So, but the more the better, and the more coaches that can call on their behalf, and again, the more personal you can make the email, show that you've done the research.
I don't see as many schools at as many showcases, just as travel budgets kind of get cut, or budgets change, or coaches change hands. Just the
yeah.
Do you guys, does your school allow you a decent travel budget? Are you allowed to talk about that? Do you push for a bigger travel budget? Is that...
Ours personally is really good. So we're at the end of it probably right now, but we did send 2 people to Colorado. We had 3 people down at PGF for 2 weeks. And with our travel budget comes like our official visits. So we're almost expended for the year, but the big bulk of our recruiting season is done. We just have a little bit left in fall, and mostly that's visits. So, but our recruiting budget is pretty good. To me, it's the early commitments really changing the game for all coaches, because then some kids that might not become this big SEC player are getting committed super early, and so that trickles down to all the other programs that could have gotten that kid.
Yeah.
So, you know, I haven't personally, other than the kid that decided that just didn't want to play ball anymore at all, I haven't seen as much of that, but I have seen more. It feels like there's more athletes willing to transfer after a year if they're unhappy, or if they didn't get an increase in scholarship, or if, you know, they're rubbed the wrong way. And that just started to happen at my program, and I think we're just starting to get more competitive, and so you're getting people who are less happy because they're sitting more and all that kind of animosity and stuff. But I just think the commitment of 4 years is rare anymore, unfortunately.
Speaking of that, do you look for JC girls so you can maybe get a little?
We do a little bit. It's not like I love having a kid for 4 years if I could get him. But yeah, there's definitely a time and a place for that kid to come in with a little bit of experience and help us out.
So there's timing on that.
It's mostly timing, and our school's kind of hard to transfer in. So the easiest way is to get their AA, and a lot of these athletes are either not being advised correctly or have academic struggles and don't finish with their AA in time to transfer in.
Okay.
So in fact, I've run into that with 2 athletes this year who wanted to play here but just couldn't finish with the grades. So.
Well, thank you again, Sonja. This was, it was great talking to you.
Good. Thanks for calling. I'm glad. I appreciate that you guys are doing the research.